Hello, everybody. This is Sree from BizBuzz, What Matters the Most in Your Business, and sponsored by My Work Belt. My Work Belt is a all-in-one software, particularly catering to service-based small businesses all over the world. It's making big waves. If you have not heard about it, you must be somewhere unaware, but be sure to check myworkbelt.com. Now, I have a great guest, Matthieu. Matthieu is an author and turned into an entrepreneur. He is expert in horticulture and he is helping homeowners, commercial building spaces, how to turn it into a green space and nature lover. Matthieu, how are you doing?
Hey, Sree, thank you for having me on your show. I'm doing great.
Thank you very much for joining me from Belgium, Matthieu. I am sure you are enjoying the weather out there.
Yes, it's a nice summer here, and I'm packing up my apartment because I'm moving to the Azores. I've been living there on and off, and so I'm making a big move. I love adventures and love amazing places, and the Azores is one of them.
Excellent. So, Matthieu, tell us what is it triggered you to become an entrepreneur from an author?
That's a really good question, Sree. And to answer that, I'll give you a quick I'll quickly give you my backstory. So I grew up on a family farm.
Yeah.
My brother and father are farmers.
Uh-huh.
And by the time I was 5 years old, I said I want to start growing my own food and plants.
Yeah.
And then I did, and I had some success, but I also had some failures, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So later in life, I studied garden design. I did a master in engineering. And I worked in a 9 to 5 where I became really depressed. But then I said, okay, this is enough. I quit my job and I started traveling the world. And I also wanted to do something good for the world because our climate is in a difficult situation. So I said, I'm going to go on this journey and look at amazing projects all over the world that are doing a great job. So I went to eco resort, eco developments. I volunteered. I actually did a permaculture course in India,
Uh-huh.
where you're from.
Yes.
And so I did a bunch of things. And so I gathered a lot of information just because I'm so curious about it. And then I went to the Amazon rainforest and actually I really enjoyed it. It's amazing, beautiful, can highly recommend it. But then God had a different plan for me because I became really sick. I got a disease called, or a tropical disease called dengue. And so I
Oh
became
no.
really, yeah, it's one, you know that one,
I
it's
know
in India
dengue.
as well. So I became really weak. I lost like 10 kilos and I'm already quite skinny. And my life went really down. I lost my girlfriend dumped me. I didn't have money. I was like down in the gutter. And I had already started a little bit like a side business because I was mostly working for companies and
Yeah.
doing freelancing. So, but I was kind of like down in the gutter. And I said to myself, why am I here on this planet? And I realized I'm here to help people that we can first of all, make an amazing place for them to enjoy and connect
Yes.
with nature, which is gardening. But then on the other hand, I wanted to have a dent in the universe to make sure that we can sustain this beautiful planet
Indeed.
that we have. And then, so you might be thinking, why is he telling all of these stories? But now I'm getting to your question, is that why did I start it? I started to look, okay, I want to do something good for the world.
Yeah.
And I looked, what are the ways to do that? And I looked, okay, we have politics. No, that's not changing much in climate change. They're only talking about it. Nothing's changing. Look at nonprofits. They're doing somewhat of a good job, but they're so capital dependent. If funding goes out, their business or
Right.
whatever they want to do goes out. And then I discovered it's entrepreneurship. That's the only thing that has ever changed the world is business owners, people like you and me, and probably
Absolutely.
some of your listeners that go out there and sell and do stuff. So I said, okay, I'm going to start my own business because that's how I can change the world. And I did, and that's been almost 5 years. And now we have clients in 4 continents. I teach online to people how to start their own garden. I help people um, to create beautiful, abundant gardens. We work with developers on bigger projects. I consult farmers how to make a transition to becoming more regenerative, which is both financially and ecologically better. And I also work with landowners and actually investors that want to invest in buying land because there's quite a lot to say that it's a good moment in history to buy land because it's very limited. It's a very limited resource, and a lot of the rich people are buying land. So if you want some security in your life, it's a good time to invest in land because the prices are going to go up. And as the world gets crazier, it's always good to have a
So
backup
land is
plan that you
only,
can.
there is only so much land on earth. You can't make more
Exactly. They
land,
don't
right?
make more land. They're
And
not making more of it. There will
most
always
of
be more gold. There will always be more. Well, Bitcoins is also somewhat limited, but a lot of resources are yeah, you can make more of it. But
right,
land, you
no,
can't.
and
Unless there's a
you don't.
volcanic eruption, then it might grow a little bit.
You might you might think that if only way, if you have land and then you don't even look at it for a few months, and then nature is going to take over and you're not going to get it back unless you work hard for it. So
Yes.
land is one thing that's definitely a scarce resource in the market.
Hmm.
No doubt about that. Thank you for educating on that. So as a business owner, what do you suggest to the new entrepreneurs who are starting or wanting to start a business?
Oh, I love that question because it's kind of giving myself advice 4 years ago.
Yes.
I think what I would have done more differently is, even though I did it, but I would have done it earlier, is to work with experts that are ahead of you, that also have a proven record of like they have clients, they're doing it themselves, and get advice from people and not only listen to them, but execute it and do exactly as they tell you to do. Don't start to think like, oh, I could try and maybe do it my way. First of all, try it in the
Yeah. Yeah.
exact way that they coach you to do it. And
Yes.
then once you've done it for a certain time, you can evaluate yourself. What are the things that work and don't for me? And then you continue with the things that do work. So I think being even more coachable, because today I'm extremely coachable, because
Correct.
I think the biggest value is to listen to people that are ahead of you and soak in their knowledge and apply it, because it's a game changer when you work with people. It's like an accelerator. You're winning time because you can figure it out on your own, but it might take you 10 years to
But if you
get
learn,
somewhere.
if you
But if
listen
you
and
work
learn
with
from the
people,
expert who already did, then you don't
yes,
have to reinvent the wheel.
exactly.
What a wonderful suggestion. Thank you
And
very
there's also a lot of like free resources out there. Like I do even coach people who want support, because mostly it's about accountability and doing something consistently. So
much.
being in a group of other people that where there's someone who supports it and kind of accommodates it is really, really, really helpful. But if
Hmm.
people are like, I'm just really starting out and I don't have any budget, I highly recommend you to go on YouTube and listen to. Actually, I can highly recommend a guy called Alex Hormozy. He's like the
Yeah.
goat. He's like in online marketing. And the crazy thing is that he puts everything out for free
Yeah.
because he wants you to be really successful in your business, grow to like 10 million a year plus. And then you he's in the acquisition business, so he will acquire your business. So he wants to help young starting entrepreneurs to grow faster for free,
Great,
which is
great
crazy.
advice. Great advice. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
he just did in something really crazy. By the time this episode comes out, maybe more people will be aware of it. But he just launched a book, and within 24 hours, he cracked the Guinness World Record of selling books. He sold 2.7 million books in 24 hours, and he made 70 million in sales. So, and the only reason he did that is to show the world like all the techniques that you can use to boost your sales and to become really successful in entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's
So,
beautiful.
Matthews, what is your suggestion on the finances? What kind of a financing principles that you would suggest to a new entrepreneur to practice?
Hmm. It's a good question and maybe a tricky one, because I decided for myself, and I think it's still believe it's the right choice, is to sell as much as you can. Make sure that you are somewhat aware of how you're going to deliver it, but mostly focus on sales, because you and 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 then over deliver to your clients.
Hmm.
Like say that you're going to do something, but then do way more, because
Hmm.
you're starting out. You need to have like people raving, even if it's only one client, like treat him like he's a king.
Yeah.
and then he's going to refer you to other people. So and learning how to sell. And when you have that money, don't spend it on stupid things. Like I've made some mistakes by I thought I would need a Tesla because that's kind of part of my status, whatever bullshit. And that was the worst decision of my life as a business owner because when business goes well, you think like, oh, I can now buy everything. But there's good years and there's bad years, and that's just part of a cycle. And maybe God will learn you a lesson when you do that. And I had that. So don't spend money on things that you don't need, and reinvest every penny into growing your
Grow
business,
your
which in
business.
the beginning is, I think, working with coaches that can teach you techniques, mindset, personal development. Because I think the more you invest in yourself, the more your business is going to grow. Because I told you before, I think my bottleneck was my mindset. Like I had a limiting belief that I could only
Right.
handle a certain amount of clients.
That's
But
right.
now I said to myself, no, that's not true. I can handle as many clients as I can because when I have more clients, I have more income and I can start hiring people and I can start using your software, which is amazing, and I can
Thank you.
grow faster. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah. So
I
my
would
work,
say,
that's
mhm.
what we did. We've been helping a lot of small businesses all around the world to organize their business,
Yeah,
and thus they can have more time to accept more clients. Now,
yeah,
thank you very much. So if I am summarizing it the way you are suggesting, the new
yes,
entrepreneurs, they should go and be an entrepreneur and
yeah,
look for coaches and be able to listen those who are ahead of you, and be open to listen, and make sure you take the advices and follow the advices before you invent your own process. And you're also
hmm,
suggesting the newcomers that they should pay attention to the sales. That is the most important aspect of the business.
yeah. Only
And
focus on that.
to finances, you don't want to spend money on the items that you don't need it. So be go and be conscious on reinventing money that you're making, reinvesting money that you're making into your own business so that you can grow it better and faster for furthering in your business. Matthew, thank you
Exactly.
very much for joining us today. I greatly appreciate your advice to the entrepreneurs community and small business world. I certainly appreciate your time and sharing your knowledge here on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Sree, for having me.
Excellent. Those who are listening, please take a look at Matthew's profile and take an advice, and hope you will enjoy it.